Hey guys, Youngblood with you, and today I wanted to do the Should You Buy video for the new medical snub, the C8R Pisces by Anvil, with the R being for Rescue, which is a flight-ready ship now. We currently have two versions of the Pisces in the game, which were the C8, which you could look at as kind of the base model that has the ability to haul 4 SCU of cargo. It came with 2 guns. Or you had the direct upgrade, which was the C8X, which was the Expedition Pisces, which also came along with 2 more guns, giving it a total of 4 size 1s. Now what we have is the C8R, which is being brought in specifically with the purpose of medical or search and rescue gameplay in mind. The ship is on sale now for $65 if you want the standard sale using store credits, or if you're going to go in with all new money, you save $5 and you pay $60. Now when you compare that to the C8X, it's $20 more as the Expedition is a $45 ship. The dimensions on the C8R is the same as the other Pisces, as it's been dubbed, a double X small or a size 1 ship, meaning that any ship with a hangar that can fit this ship can carry it. So in game today, that's basically your Carrack as expected, as well as the 890 jump, but in the future you should expect to see quite a few more. A nice perk, at least currently, is that you can claim and spawn a size 1 ship at outpost vehicle pads. So if you're not near a station, but you still have somebody nearby that needs assistance, you can just go to an outpost and grab the C8R to provide help or make money on that medical beacon. The C8R carries 0 SU of cargo, which means that the ship is pretty specifically focused on the task of providing medical assistance. It does that by sacrificing one of the jump seats from the Expedition, as well as the cargo space, in favor of a Tier 3 medical bay, as well as kind of a medical airlock towards the rear of the ramp of the ship. Also, interior on the ship is a jump seat in the rear for your medical professional, which could also be, ground support during evacuations. As well as a sink and a storage area that nicely comes pre-equipped with waters, food, glow sticks, medications, and medical pens, which means that when you spawn the rescue, you're basically already a little bit prepared to help provide aid to those that need it. Being focused on medical, the space was designed to the aforementioned items as opposed to combat, so you do not have any dedicated weapons or armor racks to hold those types of items, though the ship does have an internal storage for some items that you may feel necessary to bring along. These different versions of the Pisces are variants. They're not modular, which means that you can't take a C8X and swap a seat out and put in a C8R medbed and still try to carry cargo. It doesn't work like that, which means you need to pick a model or own a few and pick the right version to bring along with you depending on what you feel that you're going to be doing. From a weapons perspective, the C8R matches closer to the base C8 with 2 size 1s instead of 4 like the Expedition, but it does come with 2 size 1 missiles, which isn't much, but it's certainly better than having none. And I honestly look at these as more having the purpose of distracting and trying to tie up your opponents versus trying for significant damage impact. Even though the rescue is designed to do search and rescue and hostile evacuations, there isn't really anything that makes it more durable or prepared to do this than other models. So you're not seeing better or more shields or additional armor. The idea is that this ship is small and quick, so you can get into areas and hope to avoid fire. Lacking a turret on this ship does mean that unless you plan to be very quick, you may want or need to bring some support along with you to deal with enemies that are around you while you're focused on your patient. The rescue does have one thing going for it over the C8X that I think is worth calling out, which is that it has a faster SCM speed based on more power being focused to the thrusters, giving it an SCM speed of 164 versus 142 on the Expedition. So that is a benefit when close to ground and atmosphere. But with the same acceleration values, maneuverability, and absolute top speed of 1150, the benefits that you're going to see there are going to be a little bit minimal, even if not nil. Also, all the components are the same between the variants, so they share the same signature, so all of these will be able to be picked up at the same distance. So that's the gist of what the C8R Rescue Pisces is and how it's different from the others, but since we mostly all know what the Pisces is as a ship, you just kind of apply a medical flair to it, and you've got a decent idea of the offering here. But now that we know what it is, should you buy it? And as it normally goes, the answer is it depends. First off, if you have a Carrack and you run that a whole lot, I actually really like the Rescue quite a bit. I personally think that the C8X is a little overrated in a lot of ways, which I know will garner a lot of hate towards me because the community freaking loves that ship. But if you're not planning on doing cargo missions with it, then I prefer the medical options that are offered by the C8R. There's also another really, kind of real possibility that you're a person who has a Carrack, and thus you have a little disposable income, and having both the Expedition and the Rescue, allowing you to choose the right one for what you're doing, is something that I think makes a lot of sense. Overall, for Carrack owners, I think the C8R is a really smart buy and something that could save you the money you spent towards other ships in the ambulance category, like the Cutlass Red. You have a C8R, you probably don't need a Cutty Red. Now, where things get more complicated is when you start looking at picking this versus the Cutlass Red as your singular option, though, because they do things differently. First off, the Red has 2 beds, has longer range, it's more durable, it has significantly more weapons, it has cargo ability, has a turret with a spotlight, and likely to be seen would be more specialized and powerful scanners for finding your target. The Rescue Pisces just can't really hang with that, meaning that it wouldn't hold up as long in an evacuation situation, is going to be more range limited, only has one bed in the back, and focuses purely on the medical profession. Both of these ships offer Tier 3 beds, which means you can only heal the least significant injuries. Neither is going to offer respawns or healing of more severe issues, but both can stabilize someone while you get them to more complete facilities. The C8R, if you own the Carrack, can land in the hangar and get them to the Tier 2 bed that you have on the Carrack, which is much better. But the Cutlass Red requires you to take somebody to a hospital, which may be the way, all the way to a station to heal more significant injuries. Again, I think that marriage between the C8R and the Carrack makes all the sense in the world. So if you're a Carrack owner, go C8R. If you're just buying a standalone ship, and you have to take the Cutty and the Rescue back to a station either way. You don't have the Carrack to take it back to. And there, I much prefer the Red. The Red is more than twice the price, but you get a lot more ship. If money isn't an issue, then the Cutlass Red is a better bet. But if you just want to test the waters in medical, you don't see yourself doing it often, or you plan to buy a Carrack in the verse, saving the money and doing the C8R is the better choice for you there. Overall, the Rescue is going to be cheaper to operate, able to fit into tighter quarters, and pairs nicely with larger ships with smaller hangars. And I think that this is the audience that should be looking at the C8R, along with those who just want to dabble a little bit. So aside from that, I think the Cutty Red, eventually the Apollo, are going to just really offer a lot more than this, frankly, starter in the medical line. So that's basically it for this Should You Buy video. If you have questions, get them into the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and take care.